Okay, full disclosure here, this is my very first sim racing setup, and I built this whole thing without a PC, without touching a single settings forum, and without any drivers. Okay, so the goal here was basically I wanted to limit this to pretty much 5 pieces in one afternoon. And this is really exciting. Look, I'm a huge fan of like F1, I'm a huge fan of racing, my kids are huge fans of F1 and cars as well, so I wanted to go ahead and build something that we could all use as a family. Here's everything that I personally used to build my setup. Let's get into it. Let's first start with what's powering this entire thing, which is the Xbox. Now, why the Xbox? I have a PS5, a Switch, multiple handhelds, but I still went with the Xbox Series X for this. Reason number one, a lot of people might already have one sitting around, in which case the brain of this build might actually be free, like it is in my case. And reason number two is Game Pass and play anywhere. I really like the fact that I can play on this Xbox, connect it to something, and like actually get a good experience out of it, or then I can even power up my ROG Xbox Ally X and play on this when I'm on the go. And the kicker, when I do want to upgrade my setup and like go to like a more serious, intense setup, I can, because with Xbox Game Pass, then I can even open it up on a PC and still have access to the same game and run it through a PC. And I don't have to rebuy my games and all of that stuff. That one game functions throughout all 3 modes of play. So when I wanted to build this projector setup in my YouTube studio here, I reached out to AWOL to see if they had something, and they told me they just came out with this thing called the Aetherion Pro 2. I was really excited because this is exactly what I was looking for, and let me tell you why. And not only that, this thing raised over $18 million on Kickstarter with over 7,000 plus backers even before it even shipped. So, you know, these guys have some street cred. Now, one of the main reasons I wanted this one was because it is a short throw projector, which means that there is no ceiling mounts, no throw distance calculations I need to make, and no drilling into the roof. And this was important to me because I actually use the space as my YouTube studio, and I don't really have more space to like drill into a wall. Like, so if I wanted to place this projector screen here, ideally I'd have to like drill into the wall somewhere up there. Now I have like a garage door here and everything, and I don't want to like ruin this area where I'm sitting. So this was the best option for me personally. And that fits perfectly well with the whole premise of this video, which is I wanted it to be simple. Simple as place this down and place a projector screen here. And that also is another huge game changer here for the space. This is the AWOL Cinematic Plus ALR motorized floor rising 100-inch projector screen. This is the party trick that kind of pulls it all together because it's floor rising, which means it gives me so much flexibility in what I want to do here in the studio. I can go ahead and store it away if I don't want it out and about. I can go ahead and put it down and use a green screen or film against the actual white background of this wall. I can even go ahead and move it to my home if I need to, or do a different setup, because this whole package is kind of just like plug and play. A fixed screen here would kind of own the wall. This one just borrows it. Also, if you're wondering what ALR is, it's like the screen is like kind of like grayish, and it's a different style of screen. This is what I have in my living room as well, and I swear by it because I have literally lights right now beaming down on that screen. I have windows literally facing the screen, and I can still see a very vivid, clear picture. This particular projector, AWOL rates it at 1 millisecond class input latency, Dolby Vision gaming support, and 2600 lumens, 4K clarity, and even anti-RBE features that kill that rainbow effect that you get from some projectors. So this is a solid projector, and what I really like about it is it's a multi-purpose thing, right? It's not just for the sim setup. I'm using it for like watching football games, watching sports, watching movies, and everything. The goal is to even get a couch over here in the studio and just use this as my entertainment system here whenever I'm at the studio, which makes this whole thing very flexible. Okay, so now with the Xbox fully connected to the projector, I was good to go to actually start gaming, but that's where the first problem comes into play. The first race on Forza, on the seat with a controller on a 100-inch screen. Don't get me wrong, looks incredible, but something is off. I mean, the screen is doing its job, but my hands are the problem. I'm driving a race car with 2 thumbs. Which brings me to the next part of our setup. The screen made it look real, but now let's make it feel real. Okay, so this entire setup was actually quite simple, and even though I had the manual here, I just ended up watching a video on YouTube and it was quite simple to set up. I like the fact that we didn't have too many parts here and everything was individually wrapped. I also like the fact that they gave you everything that you would need, including the actual tools to do the entire assembly. Now, the first thing that you realize when you actually start putting this together is everything is so well made. It's all made of metal and it gives you this very high quality premium look and feel. The assembly is pretty straightforward and just requires a bunch of these screws to be placed throughout as we install both the base, the footrest, and the wheel mount. Now, another thing that was super important for me was to have the ability to add lockable casters here, because I want to be able to kind of roll this around the studio and kind of move it in and out in front of my setup whenever I needed to. Then it was time to finally unbox and take a look at the actual seat that we will be sitting on. First off, although this feels very well made, it is not that heavy, so if you do need to carry it around or swap it around and move it around, very well doable. And man, I gotta tell you, the synthetic leather here looks and feels great. It feels very high quality and premium here. And look, at first glance you're probably thinking, Tosif, isn't this kind of overkill? Why are you attaching a racing harness to a standalone seat here? But there is a very specific reason I'm doing this for, and that is realism. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, why do we even need like an actual cockpit to kind of mount all of these like wheels and pedals too? Like, why can't I just do it at like my desk setup? And some people do that, but the issue is when you do mount it to like a desk setup, people's experience has been that the force from the actual wheel literally makes their monitor shake, and the experience is just not as good, right? And of course, sitting in an actual racing cockpit with like a harness and like the wheel and pedals, like it just gives that entire level of realism that you cannot get by just sitting at a desk. Is it possible? Yeah, but that's like living life here, and I like living it here. Now to finally sit inside for my first actual experience, and right off the bat, I will tell you, this thing feels really good. Like, this almost feels like I'm in a race car. Like, the seats have really good bolstering. The positioning is really nice. I love the fact that the seat is super customizable. So like quick adjustments, I can move it back, I can move it forward. You even have a lever here on the side to like help recline. Not to mention, if you wanted to change the seat out entirely and just keep this frame, you could do that as well. Having a shifter here, man, I need to get a shifter. So for this particular build, I actually don't have a shifter, but a shifter would be so cool. But what I'm doing instead now is I can just use this to put like my Xbox controller or my phone or anything, just kind of just position here on the side. Now, besides those on-the-go adjustments, you have these other adjustments here, because there's like screws here and there, which will help you raise this whole thing up or down depending on your height and how high you want it next to your seat. You also have this positioning here in order to like kind of tilt it however you want. Same thing goes for here. This pedal has a very similar thing to this. Now, the other thing that is important to me is that I want this to be a good platform to upgrade on. So when I do get to that stage where I do want to shift to a PC or do want to get some different wheels and different pedals and stuff, if I ever get to that stage, this should be able to handle that. Even the holes that are drilled on this here, this is pre-drilled for Logitech, Fanatec, and Thrustmaster, which are three of the biggest and most popular systems that people get. Now, the other thing is this whole thing is also motion compatible. So if I ever do want to switch to like a motion system here where it kind of like moves me around and gives me even more realism, I can just do that with this base set. I don't have to like change the entire thing. So basically nothing in this entire setup is a dead end. Okay, so now let's get to the wheel. This is the centerpiece of the entire setup, the Logitech G Pro Racing Wheel, Xbox Edition. Look, I've used a ton of Logitech gear over the years, and I'm a huge fan of their products because their stuff comes with great software and hardware support. Logitech's products also tend to be quite well made and long lasting, and this wheel is no exception. It's a direct drive system in one line, motor connected straight to the wheel. No gears, no belts, the car hits a curb, your hand hits a curb. Attaching this to the actual frame is also super simple. The GT track system actually comes with extra screws for you to use with the system, and you can just go ahead and screw it right in. Next, let's talk about the Logitech Pro Racing pedals here. These might just actually be the best looking thing in this entire setup. These pedals look immaculate with their metal finish. Now, normal pedals usually measure how far you press. This actually measures also how hard you press it. It's very much like a real car. It can take up to 100 kilograms of force. The sensors are super accurate and there's no issues with the repeatable braking. Now, in the box itself, you get swappable springs for your accelerator and clutch and elastomers for your brake. This is very handy because you can now fine-tune and adjust how you want your pedals to actually feel. You can get that street car soft to race car hard in seconds. Also, the pedals are fully modular, which means they can slide around horizontally for the exact spacing that you want, or you can even completely remove the clutch if you don't want it. This also mounts onto the frame very easily, just a few screws and you're off to the races. Literally. And then with the one cable plugged into the wheel from the pedals, you are now fully plugged in. Okay guys, finally we are done this build for the most part. I just went ahead and I plugged it into the Xbox. So that's the only thing that I guess my downside for this whole situation is that you do have to like have these things plugged in obviously, but I guess I didn't anticipate that as well, so it doesn't look as neat. Turn it on. And, oh, I'm excited for this. Let's go, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro, this is like way too realistic. I suck, bro. This is tougher than it looks. Now, the coolest part about this wheel is the amount of headroom you have here to grow, because this is an 11 Newton meter max wheel, which means you can run it at 8 to 9 Newton meters and get tons of force without any clipping. It has true force technology, which basically, if it is supported by the game, in this case, Forza does support it, it processes the physics and audio in real time. The engine, RPM, the road texture, the tire slip, on top of the standard force feedback, all of this also comes through the wheel for you. It feels incredible. I love the paddle shifters here as well. If you wanted to take more manual control of your car, they have this mechanical click on them and they've been rated for millions of shifts. Now, one thing to note here quickly, the Xbox and PlayStation versions are not interchangeable. Man, now actually taking the wheel here on the rig instead of just playing on a seat with a controller, my goodness, a world of a difference. I am so glad I actually built this entire rig setup and I can't recommend this enough. Okay, so my experience so far with the sim racing setup, I've done several races and I'm just starting to get used to it. I will say, first impressions right off the bat, this is like way harder than I actually anticipated this would actually be. Like in game, like to be able to control the actual like positioning of the car without having to like spin out and everything, like it's so precise to the point where I gotta make sure I'm just pressing the accelerator just enough. I gotta make sure the brake is being pressed in at the level that I want, and all of that is being picked up by the actual system here in the game. And it's just, the amount of realism here is just insane. And when you pair it with a game like the new Forza Horizon, like this thing is just like on another level. Not to mention, the big winner of this whole thing is the actual projector setup that I have here. Not a lot of people actually pair these sort of sim setups with a projector, but I think this is the best way to do it because you're getting this insane big field of view, and 100 inches is like the perfect size for this. You're getting this big insane view. It almost makes it so immersive to the point where I feel like I'm in the car, because when I change it to the view where you can see the actual wheel, it kind of like blends in with my actual wheel. So if you take a look at the way I've built everything here, everything in this setup is upgradable or multi-purpose. Projector and screen, use it for many different things. This wheel, the pedals, I can go ahead and fine tune and tweak, and this will kind of support me as I grow into doing more sim racing stuff, right? Do I recommend this? 1000% yes. Like if you are into cars, if you're into racing games, if you're into any sort of sim realism, I think you guys need to build a sim racing setup. Let me know what you guys thought about my personal one here. And if you already have one, Share them with me over on Instagram, over on YouTube. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys are using. Until then, I'm gonna actually try to learn how to drift and work on my driving here in game. I will see you guys in the next one, in one of these two videos here. Take care, stay blessed. Peace.